Imagine sitting down with a warm cup of tea, listening to someone who's lived over a century share their secrets to a long, vibrant life. That's the kind of health wisdom you're about to dive into today, straight from Edie Ceccarelli, an incredible American who was born Edith Rose Riqueño on February 5, 1908, and lived all the way to February 22, 2024, reaching the remarkable age of 116. She wasn't just any centenarian. She was the oldest living person in the United States when she passed, and her life holds lessons that can help you thrive, no matter where you are on your own journey. So, grab a cozy spot, and let's explore what Edie's story can teach you about living longer and better. Oh, and if you find this inspiring, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to join our growing community. Edie's life wasn't about chasing some magical fountain of youth. It was about simple, practical choices that added up over time. Think about your own days. What's one small thing you could tweak to feel more alive? For Edie, it started with the basics, eating real, wholesome food that nourished her body. Picture a plate piled high with crisp green beans, juicy tomatoes fresh from the garden, and a slice of hearty bread baked with care. She didn't fuss over complicated diets. She just ate what the earth offered, and it kept her going strong. You can do this too. Next time you're at the store, why not grab a few colorful veggies and cook something simple, yet delicious? Now, let's talk about moving your body, because Edie sure did. She wasn't running marathons or lifting weights in a gym, but she stayed active in ways that fit her life. Maybe it was a stroll through her small town, waving to neighbors, or tending to a little garden where she'd pluck ripe berries under the sun. One story from a friend, let's call her Clara, who's now in her 80s, reminds us how this works. Clara used to dread exercise, but after watching her own grandmother dance around the kitchen while cooking, she started taking short walks that turned into a daily habit. How could you sneak a little more movement into your day? Maybe a stretch while the coffee brews. Water was another quiet hero in Edie's long life. It's easy to overlook, but staying hydrated kept her feeling good, inside and out. Imagine sipping cool, clear water on a hot day. Doesn't that just wake you up? She didn't guzzle gallons or follow strict rules. She just drank when she was thirsty and made it a natural part of her routine. You've got this power too. Try keeping a glass nearby and see how it lifts your energy. What's your go-to drink when you need a refresh? Let's shift gears a bit. Edie knew the value of rest, and not just crashing on the couch after a long day. She listened to her body, giving it time to recharge with good sleep and moments of calm. Think of it like this: your body's a garden, and rest is the rain that helps it bloom. A neighbor once shared how she'd see Edie sitting quietly on her porch, just breathing in the fresh air, and it stuck with him. When was the last time you gave yourself permission to pause? Maybe tonight, you can turn off the screens a little earlier and let your mind unwind. Food, movement, water, rest. These might sound simple, but they're life-changing when you stick with them. Edie's days weren't perfect, and yours don't have to be either. What matters is consistency, like brushing your teeth or saying hello to a friend. Take Sarah, a busy mom in her 40s. She started swapping soda for water and taking her kids on evening walks. And within weeks, she felt lighter and happier. What's one habit you could start today that feels doable for you? Let's keep this journey going together. Drop a comment below with your ideas. Connection was another thread woven through Edie's 116 years. She wasn't a social butterfly flitting from party to party, but she cherished the people around her. Whether it was chatting with a shopkeeper or sharing a meal with family, those moments kept her heart full. Picture this: a Sunday afternoon, a table set with steaming soup and crusty rolls, laughter bouncing around the room. You don't need a big crowd, Sometimes it's just one good conversation that lifts your spirit. Who's someone you could reach out to this week? Just to say hi. Stress can sneak up on you, but Edie had a knack for keeping it at bay. She didn't meditate in a fancy studio or follow trendy apps. She just focused on what she could control and let the rest go. Think of a time you fretted over something small, like a spilled coffee or a late bus. A man named Tom, now in his 70s, once told me how he learned this from his aunt. She'd shrug off little worries with a smile, saying, "It'll sort itself out." What's one worry you could let slide today? Try it. It's freeing. Now, let's get practical with food again, because Edie's kitchen was a treasure trove of wisdom. She loved hearty soups. Imagine a bowl of rich broth, tender carrots, and a sprinkle of herbs warming you from the inside out. You can whip up something like this too. Toss some veggies in a pot, add water or stock, and let it simmer while you relax. It's not about being a chef. It's about feeding yourself with love. What's a cozy dish you'd like to try making soon? Laughter was Edie's secret spice. She didn't take life too seriously, and it showed. She'd share a chuckle over a silly story or a quirky neighbor, and it kept her young at heart. Think of the last time you laughed so hard your sides hurt. Doesn't that feel like medicine? A woman named Lisa, in her 50s, told me how she started watching old comedies with her husband after a tough year, and it brought them closer. How can you sprinkle a little more joy into your days? Maybe call up a friend who always makes you smile. Let's weave this all together. Edie's life shows you that longevity isn't about grand gestures or expensive gadgets. It's the small stuff, a fresh apple instead of a candy bar, a walk around the block, a good night's sleep. You're not chasing perfection here. You're building a life that feels good. Picture yourself a year from now. How would these little changes add up for you? If you're nodding along, hit that like button and share this with someone who'd love it too. We're in this together. Edie also leaned on routine, but not in a rigid way. Her days had a rhythm, meals at regular times, a bit of fresh air, a chat with a friend. It's like setting a gentle beat for your life to dance to. A guy named Mike, in his 60s, once said he hated schedules until he tried eating breakfast every morning. Suddenly, his days felt steadier. Mike used to roll his eyes at the idea of structure, thinking it would box him in. But that simple act of sitting down with a bowl of oatmeal and a cup of coffee gave him a calm start he didn't expect. Edie's approach was similar, nothing forced, just a flow that felt right. You can find that too, maybe with a morning stretch or an evening wind down. What's one routine you could play with to see how it feels? Start small and watch it grow. Those little beats can turn into a song you love dancing to over time. Nature was Edie's quiet companion too. She didn't need a big forest, just a patch of grass or a sunny window to feel connected. Imagine stepping outside, feeling the breeze on your face, hearing birds chirp. It's like a reset button. Even if you're in a city, a potted plant or a quick park visit can work wonders. Edie might have stood by her window, watching leaves sway, letting the world remind her to breathe. You don't need hours or a hiking trail, just a moment to notice the sky or smell the rain. A busy friend once told me she keeps a tiny cactus on her desk, and even that little green buddy lifts her mood. When's the last time you soaked in a little nature? Try it this week and tell me how it goes in the comments. I bet you'll feel that reset too. Faith or purpose kept Edie grounded, though she didn't shout it from the rooftops. For her, it might have been a quiet trust in life's flow or a sense of gratitude for each day. You don't need a big philosophy, just something that keeps you steady when things get shaky. A teacher named Rachel, in her 30s, found this by writing down one thing she's thankful for every night. it shifted her whole outlook. Rachel started this habit after a rough patch, scribbling things like a warm blanket or my dog's wagging tail, and soon she noticed joy creeping back in. Eddie's version might have been a silent thank you for a sunny morning or a kind word from a neighbor. It's personal, simple, and powerful. What keeps you anchored? Share it below. I'd love to hear what lights your way through the ups and downs. As we wrap up this journey with Edie, think of her life as a gift she's handing you, a map to living longer, fuller, happier. You've got the tools now. Good food, a little movement, rest, connection, and a dash of laughter. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today, even if it's just sipping more water or calling a friend. You're not alone in this. Let's build a community of folks who want to thrive together. So, hit that like button, drop a comment with your next step, subscribe for more wisdom, and share this video with someone you care about. Here's to your long, beautiful life. Let's make it happen, one small choice at a time.